There is no better time than March. We can agree on that. When it comes to sports betting, it's the perfect time and an ideal time to try out the new PointsBet app. Run it together, Points and Bet, because it's New Jersey's premium sportsbook. Check out their Make It Rain promotion. Every NCAA tournament game you bet on, you get $3 additional whenever your team knocks down a three. Backing Auburn tomorrow? How many threes are they going to drain? It's the best March promo out there. Download the PointsBet app, get an instant $50 free bonus, plus $1,000 in risk-free bets. Sign up with the code VSIN, V-S-I-N. New Jersey only to bet with this app. You must be 21 or older. Additional terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. PointsBet. Stay sharp. And with that, we welcome in Matt Chaprales, the PointsBet USA head of content, to the VSIN hotline. Matt, how are you, my friend? And welcome.
Thank you, Brent. Doing well. You know, it doesn't roll off the tongue as easy as Johnny Aiken, but you know, the CEO had some CEO things to do today, so you get the content guy.
Matt, you don't have that Australian accent, right? I mean, I don't recognize that accent. Are you from New York?
I'm from Boston originally, but Brooklyn now. But yeah, you know, John's another thing. Johnny wanted to let everyone know that, you know, we got some Yankees over here at PointsBet too.
Matt, tell us about how the action has been. Well, let's start with the Final Four because that's the big event tomorrow. What are you seeing on your app and over there at the Meadowlands?
Yeah, well, it's, you know, the Final Four, I like to think of it almost as an NFL playoff weekend because, you know, the lines get posted on Sunday night and then there's basically a full week for the market to develop. And, you know, you have a lot of different interests. You have the public weighing in, the pros, and, you know, so it really kind of, there's a lot of interest at stake. And so with these games, right away we had some sharp action on Virginia and on Texas Tech. The market is kind of settled. Right now, we have 65% of the tickets on Auburn in the Virginia game, but we have 47% of the money on Auburn. So that's really shaping up as a pro-public divide. And you know, similar story in the Michigan State game. We have 60% of the tickets on Michigan State, but 60% of the money is actually on Texas Tech. So I think we're seeing you know, one of those sharp versus public games, you know, on both sides, and that should be interesting as we get closer to game time.
So, Matt, this is Vinny Magliulo. Along those same lines, with sharp and public play there, and you being from Boston, what are you seeing on the Red Sox, even with their kind of slow start in terms of the betting market?
The Red Sox, I mean, they're getting some action, but you know, obviously being New Jersey, New York based with the local teams, and of course Bryce Harper now being a Philly, it's been an incredible amount of volume on the Yankees and Phillies. The Red Sox are, you know, they're obviously a very public team, so they're going to get quite a bit of action. But I mean, you know, I haven't seen the specific numbers, but just anecdotally, I'd say at least half of our handle is on the New York and Philly teams.
Now, since this is the first year you've had a full season of baseball betting there, I'm wondering what the education process is maybe for the more public bettors on baseball, especially with these teams like Boston, like Chicago, the Cubs, that have had slow starts, and then you have the surprise teams like Baltimore, Seattle, who are off to good starts. Are you finding the teams are the public is betting into the trends? Do you find it's maybe any different than the way we've seen it here in Las Vegas for decades?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's still, you know, as you know, the public likes to overreact and kind of they have a very short memory. So yeah, early on, the bettors they're not, you know, they're fading the Red Sox a bit just because they haven't had a great start. But you know, I'm sure that once they hit their stride, they'll come back on the bandwagon. And you know, even the Yankees, obviously, after a few good games, they haven't been as hot. But baseball is a long season, and I think the bettors will start to figure that out accordingly.
Matt, let's switch for just a moment to hockey. But because of the birth of the Vegas Golden Knights, the handle out here in Nevada has soared. Record handle for hockey because there's more interest in it, obviously. But back there, hockey's always been a very, very attractive sport, especially up in the Northeast and places like New Jersey. And out here, we've talked a lot about the first period overs. Some of those teams were red hot. Are you seeing that kind of action regarding the National Hockey League? Update us on the NHL in New Jersey.
Yeah, the NHL has honestly been one of our lower handle sports. I think because, in the beginning we had, the NFL playoffs are basically when we came online, and now with the NBA and March Madness, I just don't think it's as high profile. It's you have kind of some outliers with the Islanders doing well. They generate some interest, but because the market right now is still very, very much a public market, and people betting the teams they love, and so we're not. I think once the playoffs start, we're gonna have a little more volume, and we're gonna have a couple nice promotions to get people interested in getting a little action down in the NHL.
Now, Matt, before I let you go now with that great view, what nationality is Chaprales? Am I pronouncing it correctly?
It's actually Chaprales.
Chaprales. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Hey, you're doing better than about 99% of telemarketers, so we'll take it. It's actually Greek, though. My dad was a Greek restaurant owner, like many Greeks, second-generation Greeks.
Yeah. Love the Greek restaurant owners.
Greek diner? A Greek diner?
Oh, we had one in Billings, Montana.
Great.
The Chacos family ran. I still remember it, Matt. It was wonderful. That Dalmatis. That's probably the extent of my Greek ordering. Anyway, Matt, Chaprales. Did I get it close that time?
Spot on, Brent.
All right, my man. Listen, don't give away too much cash on those Auburn threes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll see between the Make It Rain and then our Let It Fly promo with the Dodgers. It seems like every time I look up, they're hitting another one. So that's good for the book. I don't know how good it is for our annual bonuses, but we'll have to see.
All right, man. Have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us here. My guys in the desert. You got it. PointsBet USA. Okay, and.